Wagwan everyone, and welcome back to another video here on Tariq Talks. I hope you're doing well, people. I hope you're having a great Monday so far. You know, it's the start to the week, fresh new week. I hope whatever you've done today, whether you're at work or not, hope that you went to the gym, hope that you've done something. Well, it's not Monday. Oh my days, it's Tuesday. My bad. It's my first video of the week. I've just clocked on. You see, I'm out of here. I went to the gym yesterday on Monday. I was about to say that, but then, wake up. All right. You know what? There's my introduction done. But first of all, before I carry on with this video, I really do want to say I appreciate all the support so far. We're about to enter the third week on Thursday since I started this channel, since I made it public that I was doing a YouTube channel. And I'm so happy with the growth that we've had so far. 105 subscribers. Well, 104 now. I lost a subscriber. But 104 subscribers. As I've said, if you are watching this and you have watched previous videos, I was aiming for 100 subscribers by the end of the year. I'm already hit 104 within less than 3 weeks. Honestly, you guys are motivating me to keep this going. I've had to change my goals. You know what? I'm going to share it with you because you know me. I'm open and honest with you. My goal is to hit 200 subscribers by Christmas. But do you know what? With the way that this channel is growing already, I hope that you smash that now, yeah? Come on, people. So thank you so much for the support that you've shown already. This channel is still in its infancy stages. We've just been born. It's like a newborn baby. It's going to grow. It will learn. It will develop. But just like our baby would or a toddler, it will make mistakes. There will be teething issues as well. That's where the phrase comes from. So I am learning. And I'm loving every single step. Like I've learned so much already. Like even how to use this platform. When I mean this platform, I mean the platform that I'm streaming from. One day I hope to use this platform to more important things than just football. But football is the most important of unimportant things, thanks to Carlo Ancelotti, who said that. So yes, people, my main aim is to grow this community. The people that are watching, we've had plenty of fans. We've had Arsenal fans, we've had Liverpool, Chelsea, Man United, Wolves fans, Middlesbrough fans as well, etc. We haven't really spoken much on outside of the Premier League, and I definitely do want to do that because I watch a lot more football than just the Premier League. Those of you who know me, I talk a lot about the Championship. I talk a lot about the European game. I've really started getting into Serie A thanks to someone who I watch and I'm a part of the community of, Harry Simeon. Thanks to him, he's really engaging with his content to do with the Serie A. And you know, those people in around those ages, I'm just saying, you know who you are. Football Italia, Channel 4, James Richardson. That's probably where the love started to grow for most of you. My brother-in-law told me that. So I'm really looking forward to the Champions League starting, the Europa League as well, learning more about these players on the continent and really being able to educate you because, you know, Premier League football, it's the most televised sport in the world and the most televised league. So everybody knows a lot about Premier League. So it's kind of easy for people to digest to begin with until I become and go into the little niche parts. So like the Serie A, the French League. I'm a massive fan of the French League. Before I carry on, let me just give a quick shout out to the two people in here. Samson X. Yes, my bro, keep grinding. You're growing like mad. Thank you so much for the support, my bro. You're one of the people that inspired me to do this and to really start going with this YouTube, and seeing how your growth and seeing how hard you're working now, it only goes to inspire me. And I want to surround myself with more people like you. Here's Ed, the one I was just talking about, who is my brother-in-law. Yes, T. Working on the content of the next video as you speak. Yes, thank you very much. And that's another reminder. I know I spent over 5 minutes in this intro so far, but we do have more videos coming out for you, and my bro is helping me massively. This is one of the better videos that I'm going to be releasing. I'm not quite sure yet if I'm going to do it as a video or as a stream like how I'm doing now. I do really enjoy these streams. They're so much quicker and they're so much more engaging. And as my community grows, I think I already have steered away from doing videos, but it will be an almost certain. I will still be putting out the odd videos out there because I do enjoy editing as well, and learning. And the process of editing is, well, I've not even scratched the surface. I can't even say that. Like, there's so much more that I can add into my videos, and develop, and I really do enjoy it. So thank you, bro. Thank you for that, and look forward and stay tuned for that. Before I go into this video, people, if you do enjoy it, leave a like, comment, let me know your thoughts on the games, on this video, etc. Anything. This is an open community. It is obviously built around football, and most people watching will be football fans. But you know what? There's a lot more to football. And if you do want to share your thoughts on football, on anything, any league, let me know, update me on the situation. Subscribe for more content on this channel, and also share to your friends and family. If you are brand new watching here, please, and you enjoy it, pass it on to a friend. Let them know that this is a new YouTuber starting. Hopefully that you find it informative, entertaining, educational, whatever, however you watch this, however you decide to digest this content. Also, another one before I go into this video, Shearer, already smashing it, bro. Thank you so much, man. Thank you for your support, people. And I'm about to get started, and let's get started with the first game that I did already touch on, and that is, is my screen sharing? Come on. Okay, I need to add it to the stream. There we go. We've got Liverpool versus Burnley, which I spoke about in my watch along. Here we go. I've added something else into here as well, so it just makes it easier because I want to be able to timestamp these videos. So here we are, Liverpool versus Burnley, 2-0 at Anfield. Easy. Well, it wasn't. It looks like on paper an easy 3 points. Liverpool were the favourites in this game. Goals from Diogo Jota and Sadio Mane. Assists from Tsimikas and Trent Alexander-Arnold. If you haven't seen the goals, for the first one for Tsimikas, he was out on the left, whips the ball in. Diogo Jota makes a run in front of Ben Mee and heads it across it. Ben Mee, you can see he was visibly angry and frustrated with himself after the goal. But one of the goals of the game, and for me, one of the goals in the month, this will probably be a contender. I'm not sure if it will win it because we've seen quite a few good goals already as the season's begun. Sadio Mane, brilliant ball. Started out from Van Dijk from a deep position, switches the play, gets out to Harvey Elliott, who gets it down, brings it down on it off of his chest, plays it inside to Trent Alexander-Arnold, who plays it off first time into Sadio Mane, who finishes it. They've gone here with Kostas Tsimikas as man of the match. For me, though, in this game, let me see what the stats are saying. Yeah, the stats don't tell the whole story. In this game, Burnley were very dangerous. Those of you who watched it, Burnley, or watched the match of the day, the highlights, the chances that Burnley created for themselves in this game and how they looked on the threat, winning the ball up high, really pressing Liverpool up high, which is not what many of, I didn't expect certainly to see from this game. I thought Burnley would have dug in, sat back, really made it difficult for Liverpool to break them down and then look to challenge them on the counter-attack. But as Liverpool picked up the ball in these and started to try and play out the back through Harvey Elliott, there was crunching challenges flying in. So, yeah, it was massive. Like, it was quite important for that first goal that Diogo Jota did finish off in terms of the game and going how it went. I think that was huge. I think that was a big, like the first goal in these types of games is usually a turning point in terms of it dictates how the game is going to go, how it's going to flow. And if Burnley took the lead, maybe we would have seen a more pragmatic approach and counter-attack as they tried to catch Liverpool early. But Liverpool did like ride the wave, and that's what I think is important for title challengers or title contenders. They will come through difficult periods. This is the toughest league in the world. Anyone can beat anyone, and that has been the case ever since I've been alive watching Premier League football. So in this game, Burnley really did come flying out the traps. I do think they look very dangerous, but Liverpool's quality did prove. The first goal made a difference, but then that last goal, Liverpool really beat the press of Burnley. Burnley tried to press with the two up front. We know from Burnley, if you've watched Burnley, 4-4-2, basic, 1-11. I think also, just a nice little key fact from what I heard the commentator say, I know you'll like this, Ed. Burnley, that was the first time since 1998 that a squad full of players had 1-11. So the first team had 1-11. So the goalkeeper up to the strike, like Dwight McNeil had 1-11. So everyone who started, if I didn't make sense already, if I'm just waffling too much, was 1-11 for Burnley. Exactly. I've just seen your comment come through, Ed. I'll get into these comments a bit more. Let me just get moving this game. And then, yes, I'll engage with you after each game. So, yeah, those were the big points. And also, I forgot to mention Harvey Elliott, who did I say was going to be Liverpool's breakout player this season? This is why I know my football, you know. I'm not even a Liverpool fan, of course. If those of you who watch me or watch this or know me who previously watched, you know I'm not a Liverpool fan, but I see a baller. When he was at Blackburn, I was hearing a lot of reviews about him. I was doing my research on his game and stuff. And sorry, I just might be having connection issues. This is what it's telling me. It doesn't look like it, but if it is, let me know. But yeah, Harvey Elliott, they was crunching into the challenges on him as well. I think they tried to hit him early to really try and throw him off of his game, but he really rose up to the challenge. And that, for me, is the mental toughness, that will raise you and that can separate you from being a good player to a great player. He's got the potential. He's very young still. You can see in his frame, he still needs to fill out a bit more. He needs a bit more gym, you know, hard food if they're going to give him that. I know he's from London originally, so they could give him that. But, you know, there's a few Caribbean shops up in Liverpool that I've heard of. So, yeah, I need to touch down there one day. But, yeah, Harvey Elliott, outstanding performance, an outstanding player, and really one for the future, playing in that central position. Had a massive part in the second goal, sorry. But yeah, let me get into the comments now before I jump into the next game. FPL galore. Yes, I saw that you had Tsimikas, Alexander-Arnold, and Jota in there. Well played, bro. That's a good pick. And your shout of Trent Alexander-Arnold, not Trent, Diogo Jota, scoring more goals than Salah. Well, he's leading the race already. Points 1 to 11. Yes, I'm seeing that. What a boring team Burnley is. Even the players in the right positions. Yeah, it's true. For the 1 to 11. If I watched that game, bro, and I actually thought that Burnley were quite good and they did impress me ever so slightly. When I'm saying impress me, I mean relative terms for Burnley. So yeah, it was a good game, I thought. It was a better game than I thought. Connection is okay, good to hear. Nice to see that. So excuse me if you can hear my boiler in the background as well. But yes, let's move on to the next game. And that is Crystal Palace 0, Brentford 0. Second game to start with. I'm not going to spend as long on this game as I did on the Liverpool one for clear reasons. So let's move on to this one. 0-0, boring game. I ain't got no goals to talk about. Vicente Guaita was the man of the match. Let's look at the stats in this game. 52%. So it was a 50-50 possession game, really. Shots on target 2 and 3. Yeah. I saw the highlights on Match of the Day for this game. Let me leave the stats there just in case you're interested to see. I did watch the highlights for this game. Conor Gallagher, I did think looked quite impressive for me. He was looking their biggest threat, and he was probably one of the bigger threats in this game. So credit to him on his debut and his Palace first appearance. It was nice to see that. I know it was on loan at West Brom. He did all right there, if you ask West Brom fans. But yeah, Palace looked so toothless up front. They had Christian Benteke, but we know how much of a streaky player Christian Benteke is. How much his game is so one-dimensional, I believe. And he did have a chance as well, which he headed over the bar. But we know that he's not the most clinical striker. So they really do need to get their players back fit. I know they have players missing, but those players aren't the goal scorers. They're creative players, the likes of Elise and Eze. Eze's not going to come back till later, but Elise, that's one of my players to watch as well for this season. When he comes back, they will create more chances, but I don't think they have the striker to take them. And that's going to be the difference between Patrick Vieira succeeding at Palace or ultimately failing. Brentford, though, I do think that they will stay up. They did put a good account of themselves. I was hearing in the game that the game was played at a high intensity, even though it didn't create that many chances. Brentford, they had a few chances as well. David Raya, impressive performance again between the sticks. I know you would like to see this, Jake. Sorry I'm late, bro. And I was just thinking of you when I was thinking of David Raya as well. Sorry I'm late, bro. Good to see that notification pop on my phone. Bro, no worries, man. it's perfect timing that you came in. I was just talking about the goalkeeper position, and let me know your thoughts on David Raya as well, if you've seen anything with him. Bearing in mind, he's not the biggest goalkeeper, but he really does spread himself well. He's good at claiming in the air, and yeah, I really wish that Arsenal did sign him last season. Maybe he would have saved us money on Ramsdale, for goodness sakes. But yeah, he really could have challenged Burnley last season, as I think he had a poor season. So yeah, that's good to see David Raya perform like that. Moving on to the next game, I spent longer than I thought on that one. Is Aston Villa 2, Newcastle 0. And do you know what I actually find quite interesting about this game? Yes, the scoreline, and if you watch the highlights as well if you watch the highlights and match of the day, not the 3-minute ones that you see on YouTube posted by the sports channel, Sky Sports. I'm not there yet, so I don't need to be worrying about branding. But yeah, Sky Sports, when they post it, it wasn't. And after speaking to my cousin who's a Villa fan, they were terrible apparently, and yes, they won 2-0. And if you saw the goal, let me share my screen with you. Sorry, quickly. I wish I could show the goals. But Danny Ings, what a goal that is! An outstanding finish from him. The ball was thrown in, long throw by Matty Cash, headed on Tyrone Mings, flicked on in the air. Danny Ings, bang, bicycle kick. If you haven't watched it, go give that a watch for me, people. It's one of the best goals that you'll see. And that's when I was talking about Sadio Mane. Sorry, mate. Brilliant goal, not enough for that. And now Ghazi penalty, which was a difficult, which is, it's a tough one to take for Newcastle, because I'm not sure if it was a penalty. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think it was a penalty? You know what? For the video, I'm going to say, yeah, it's a penalty. I'm thinking about Arsenal here. Would I want to see Arsenal given that? But what I want to see Arsenal be penalised for that? No way. So I can sympathise with Newcastle fans here. They did have their chances as well. Callum Wilson had a 1v1, but then I also thought they were very unlucky with the offside for the penalty. Martinez was very fortunate to be staying on the pitch and have a clean sheet as well through that game. So yeah, I think that the result in this game doesn't quite tell the story enough. Let's have a quick, because I just wanted to point out a few things in the Villa team, because I did predict them to have a very good season, to finish higher above Arsenal. I know they are right now, but so are 18 other teams. So yeah, when I'm looking at this team, this is close to their starting 11, to their best 11, but it's not quite there yet. I do think that they will sign one. I heard rumours that their transfer business is done, but I do think that they'll sign one more player. I don't think you can come out and say that, yes, we're going to, so when they're linked to players like James Ward-Prowse. And that's what the video is going to be about, people, as well. Just a little hint there. Not James Ward-Prowse in particular, but about signings. Little hint there. Sorry, I nearly kicked down the whole set. But Ashley Young at left back. Yes, he's an experienced head and he can perform in these types of games against Newcastle, but against the better quality teams, they're very weak there. Leon Bailey, who came off the bench and made an impact and set up the goal for John McGinn last week. He was injured, and yeah, it was quite a surprise, really. People were expecting him to start. If you had him in your fancy Premier League team, I am sorry to hear that. But yeah, Villa, they still need to gel. There's still a lot of things missing. Oh, I didn't even share my screen when I was talking. That's all right. I just pointed these things out anyway. But yeah, they do need to gel still. They still need to really build that team chemistry. Losing a player like Jack Grealish, who's not just their biggest creator, but their captain as well. It really does link things from attack to defence for Aston Villa. He carried them forward a lot and not just creating their chances, but won them a lot of free kicks. And they tried to win goals through set pieces. Get goals through set pieces. So they do still need to adapt to this new style of play with the three players having equal contribution in terms of creativity and goal scorers like Danny Ings, and then Ollie Watkins still to come back as well. So I do think it will be interesting to see how Aston Villa do. But in the next game, I think that's how I said everything on the pitch. But before I go into the next game, actually, I saw a comment from Jake. I'm happy to see Martinez. I'm happy Martinez is playing regular football. Steve Bruce said he will only look for loan signings, but doubts there will be any more signings. For me, Newcastle do need to reinforce that defence a little bit more. They were pretty unlucky, to be fair, in terms of a wonder goal and a penalty. But keeping Callum Wilson fit and Alan St-Maximin, Miguel Almiron and Joel Willock in the team is going to be important for them going forward. They do look a bit weak at the back. Jamal Lascelles did come in, and in terms of performance-wise, they did look stronger in the defence, and the statistics kind of show for it. Let's have a look. I can definitely share the screen with you now. Let's have a look at their defensive statistics. So yeah, 2 shots. So wow, 2 shots on target for Aston Villa, 2 goals. That's the type of things you see on FIFA. Yeah, that really frustrates people. Why people break their pads. And yeah, I'm sorry if you're watching this and you're like, oh, he's talking about FIFA. I apologize for that. But yeah, you understand that's horrible to see. They had 1 shot on target themselves, but they did have another big opportunity through Callum Wilson. So yeah, they will need to improve defensively from that West Ham game. But now the return of Jamal Lascelles, yes, that may make a difference. Ashley Young as the starting left back in 2021. Exactly, bro. Exactly. So whilst we're here, may as well move on to the next game and let's get it on the banner for you. Leeds 2, Everton 2, which was one of the games of the weekend, by the way. Fantastic game from what I saw. And in my preview, if any of you watched it, I initially went for Leeds 2, Everton 2, but I went, nah, do you know what? The Leeds crowd are going to make a difference here. So let me say 2-1 to Leeds. Guys, lesson in life: go if you're and ahhing, go with the original feeling. Just risk it, go for it, and then you move forward. Don't question yourself, because I got the Liverpool result right. I got another result right as well, but we'll get into it. And I would have got this one as well, and then I really would have shown, come on, people, I'm the football guru here. But nah, Leeds 2, Everton 2, fantastic game, by the way. And I've got a few notes and a few pointers out here. I think that Leeds crowd was a massive part in Leeds getting back into this game. Yes, they showed resilience last season and they were playing that aggressive pressing style, what we like, the normal, what we see from Leeds. But that crowd, that atmosphere, you can even tell from the Everton player celebrations how they were really trying to give it back to them and making it a spectacle and, trying to be the pantomime villains. Leeds United, yeah, it's going to be a difficult place to go to. It's going to be difficult to pick up points. As I thought that Everton did do well, and the goals that were scored were fantastic. The first goal was Dominic Calvert-Lewin, a penalty given away by Liam Cooper. I heard was watching the BT score in this. If you're not from this country, it's where it's like. Have you heard of Gillette Soccer Saturday? It's where, because we're not allowed to watch the 3:00 kickoffs. It's when they describe and they have like ex-players coming and talking about the game. And they was questioning whether Liam Cooper should have got sent off for denial of a goal scoring opportunity. But if they remember the rules, yeah, they can't do double jeopardy anymore. And yes, I know it's also as well to do with the referee, and that is if you try and play the ball. But for me, it's not enough for a red card. I did think a yellow was justified. Dominic Calvert-Lewin put the penalty away. You wondered why he was getting a lot of stick from the Leeds fans. He's an ex-Sheffield United player, and I think he's a Sheffield United fan as well. Sorry. So yeah, that's one of the storylines from that game as well. Matthias Klick, tremendous goal. Started off from the back. Luke Ayling clips the ball forward. Bamford holds it up well, turns, spins, plays it to Matthias Klick, finish. What beautiful goal. Beautiful goal. It's what you expect from Leeds. But then Damari Gray, who was one of the standout performers in this game, is showing the talent that he does have. And he's always shown that in glimpses. But in this game, he was a real threat, causing Leeds problems, as I saw from the highlights and listening to and reading the reports on this game. Yeah, Damari Gray showing his talent, his quickness, his ability, his directness to run at defenders, cause them havoc, and whip balls into the box and whip quality balls as well. His goal, I actually thought it was a sloppy first touch originally, but the left foot finish dug it out and it was into the bottom corner. Worst knee slide you'll ever see. Yeah, the worst knee slide you'll ever see, by the way. I'm surprised they didn't dig out his knees and then, tear a meniscus or something. But yeah, shocking celebration. I'm glad his performance was better than that. In a dancer, well, you definitely can't be with them stiff knees. But yeah, the final goal of the game, Rafinha out to the out of the box, and I can see, as Ed has said here, let me get there we go, wonder the left foot Rafinha has. He's a quality player. He's one of the best players, one of the best wingers in this league, and he is one of the best wingers in this league from what we've seen in the last 12 to however many months. Yeah, it's been 12 months because he came in last year. For the past 12 months, he's been one of the best wingers and real influential player for Leeds, and really helped them kick on and separate themselves from like lower mid table to the upper half. So yeah, before I carry on, I changed my accumulator to Leeds win because of your words. Oh, I'm so sorry, Jake. I really do apologize, and that's why. Yeah, I can't. That's why. You know what? I'm sorry. I feel for that now. We could have went halves if you'd have told me that. Nah, you would have told me if you'd have won though. But nah, but fair play. I'm so sorry, man. I hope that my predictions for next week can help you. You know that had the knowledge there, but I let it go. It's my fault. I take responsibility. I don't know what you're laughing at. It might have been about the Damari Gray, might have been this, but yeah. So yes, that's the Leeds Everton game. I think I've said everything on that pitch. By the way, if I haven't said already, I'm sure I have. One of the best games of the weekend. Let's move on to the next game. Let's bring myself here, and so I can get the next banner up, and that is Manchester City 5, Norwich 0. Yes, we all knew this. If we all knew everyone saw this fixture, Manchester City versus Norwich, it was going to be a battering, and there was only one winner, and it was going to be a battering, at least 3 goals. If you guys did put an accumulator or something on, or you're playing in a prediction league with your friends or something, and you went for less than a 2-0 win for Man City, you really need to give your head a wobble and see if you really do know football. But anyway, let's go into it. The goals: Tim Krul on goal, Jack Grealish with his first goal. If everyone saw that goal, it's not. You expect, well, you'd want something better, but at the end of the day, Jack Grealish isn't going to care. I'm Laporte, Raheem Sterling, Riyad Mahrez, Gabriel Jesus. If you count, I know it says officially 2 assists, but he did play a massive part in that goal, whipping the ball across the box, which I think he did for all 3 goals, actually. Yeah, he did, because he whipped the ball across the box where he got ricocheted off of Tim Krul, whipped the ball. Sorry, I didn't pause there. And then he whipped the ball across the box to Jack Grealish, where he bundled it in off of his knee. And then he also did the exact same for Raheem Sterling. How does Raheem Sterling score his goals? Back post finishes all the time. I saw a meme on Twitter about Raheem Sterling. Like there was a meme, I forgot what the meme was going on about now, but Jack Grealish scoring the exact goal that Raheem Sterling scores for Manchester City, thinking, I taught him that. He stole, oh yeah, the Soldier Boy, that's the one. The Soldier Boy saying, he stole that from me, type of that meme. That's not how it goes, but you get what I'm saying if you know what I mean. Sorry for waffling. Jack, yeah, Grealish screamer. I'll get to your question in a bit, Shearer. Grealish will come good. Okay, let me get the question first. What you think of Grealish at City? Ed says, Grealish will come good. You know, he will learn to release the ball quicker with these caliber of players, and he will be involved in more goals. He will. So that is your opinions. And do you know what? I actually do agree with that. And yes, I'm not Jack Grealish's biggest fan, and I do think he's overrated. But I think Ed hits the nail on the head here in terms of saying that he will learn to release the ball quicker. He will definitely do that under Pep Guardiola. He's not going to play under Pep Guardiola if he's not releasing the ball quick enough and holding on to the ball too long, allowing defenses, as Man City will play against most of the time, to settle, to get into their 2 banks of 4. But yeah, he's really starting to make more attacking runs into the box as well now, trying to get him more goal-scoring opportunities. I remember seeing in an interview when he signed for Man City that he wants to score more goals. Yeah, I do agree. And forget that 100. Yeah, it's irrelevant. And that's a good point as well. What I always try to say on transfers. Transfer fees are irrelevant nowadays because it doesn't really reflect the value or the quality of player anymore. It just reflects how valuable that player is to the selling club and how much the buying club is willing to pay. Like, there's so much things that come into transfer fees now, and it has been and especially since the Neymar deal. You could also say Pogba was a big factor as well, because in terms of marketing, image rights, shirt sales, tapping into. So yeah, when I say marketing, tapping into that nation, French players are going to cost more, especially internationals, because there's a big, obviously, football fan base in France, and they'll get more Man United fans from France. Those things there. And Jack Grealish being English, homegrown quota, he feels that. So that's going to increase, and that's going to add to his value as well. Doesn't necessarily reflect his value on the pitch. Whereas I think that is probably 50 to 60 million. Yeah, that's what his ability, that's what we're seeing from his output. But there's so much more into that. And if he becomes a success, the money becomes irrelevant. Nobody talks about Van Dijk's price, and nobody thought about Salah costing 35 mil when he was bought. And some people, when that happened, said, "Oh, it's a bit overpriced for a player that flopped in the Premier League." But in hindsight, that's when everything becomes 2020 or 2021, shall I say? 100% agree on that. So I missed out something important from this game. Let me go on the big screen. But the key performer in this game for Manchester City, Gabriel Jesus, massive performance, and in a position that not many fans expected to see. Unless you're a City fan, there was a lot of murmurs about him playing on the wing this season, and he played on that right. He's played on the left before and he struggled, but on that right wing, he was phenomenal. As he's not the quickest, but his mobility and his Brazilian, the intangibles, the South American intangibles, which you may have heard me say before, the aggressive directness, the pressing, the flying into tackles, they play football as if like they're literally playing on the street at this level. And he works so hard in that shirt, up and down the wing, whipping balls in, and that was the key part, and that was the key factor in him having a great performance. The delivery, the speed of the balls playing across the box, the precise, the danger areas they were being played into. I know that I didn't grammatically word that sentence correctly, but yeah, that was massive for Gabriel Jesus. And I do hope that he does have a good season, because I'm one of the few people that seems to really rate him. Didn't he play in the Olympics? Good question. I don't think he did. No, I know Richarlison played. No, I don't think he did. Good question, though, Jake. If anybody else knows and can get give us some more assurance and give a better answer than me, let him know. But yes, I don't think so. I don't think he did. I know Richarlison definitely did, though. But even if he did play, fair play to him for coming back and being as sharp as he was. Let's go into the next game as we're approaching towards 4 more games. And Brighton 2, Watford 0. Won't spend too long on this as it's not one of the bigger clubs, but there is things that I do want to say, and I am a massive Graham Potter fan. I do think that he has built a fantastic team at Brighton, and the way they play football and how defensively strong they are and how many chances they do create didn't reflect and hasn't really reflected on where they finished in the league. They have lacked that quality up top to finish the chances that they create, and the beautiful football they're playing, the trouble that they've given bigger teams as well. Man United really did struggle last season in the one, I think it was Brighton's first home game of the season. Yeah, when they won 3-2, and man, it could have been easily a Brighton win. But Brighton this today outperformed Watford and really gave him a lesson and ended the Watford honeymoon period. Let me share the screen with you right about now. Here we go. Let's get into it. First goal, 10 minutes in. Shane Duffy headed it in. Welcome back to Shane Duffy after his long spell at Celtic. Came back with a bang, replacing the leaving Ben White. So, and then the goal here was assisted by Basuma, who pressed the Watford defender. Troost-Ekong's loose pass. Basuma's on it in a flash. Plays it to Neil Maupay. He can't miss from there. As you can see, there is the man. He's Basuma. How is he still at Brighton? And then you can see him there as well in the photos. Tell me how this lad is still there. How is he not been signed? How do Arsenal walk into Brighton with £50 million and the briefcase and come out with Ben White over Basuma? No disrespect to Ben White, and I do think he's a good player, and I do think he's got tremendous potential. But with Basuma and what Arsenal are screaming for, clubs like Arsenal, Liverpool, to add some more squad depth, Manchester United, most importantly, how are they not after someone like Basuma is way beyond me. Sorry, I'm getting out of frame. It's getting me that emotional. For the price he is and how much he will pay for Basuma, quality. He is one of the best central mids in the Premier League, not CDMs. I'm talking about central midfielders as a whole. He's one of the best. He can. You probably heard me say it before. He can pick the ball up off the centre backs. He's very comfortable on the half turn. He's press resistant. He's very quick as well across the ground, similar to the Kante. It went in and out of possession. He can really transition the ball and progress the ball forward with his dribbling. He's technically secure. He's attractive to watch on the eye. You'll love him if you watch him. Yeah. What else? He's got an eye for a pass. His range of passing is ridiculous. He's had a good injury record as well. I seriously do not. He's came out of the Lille team. For goodness sakes, everyone knows Lille produce good players. Before I carry on, and yeah, I think that's what I wanted to say. And a key point on Watford, and then I'll get into the comments here. Watford's honeymoon period is over. This is where they kind of had a false dawn, I'd say, against Aston Villa. Aston Villa weren't very good, as they weren't very good against Newcastle as well, but were even worse in that first 45. Doesn't quite reflect how poor they were, And Watford, yes, Ismail Assar, they do have some good players, but as a team, they're just not good enough for the Premier League unless their new signings come in, hit it running, and just really elevate, and just need to take some time. But yeah, not for me. Let me get into the comments right now. If you haven't checked out Ben Foster's YouTube, he films behind the scenes of match days and training. I definitely have, and I love it. And let me tell you a quick story. You know, the one that I did the watch along with? If you haven't watched it, just have a look. Asha, AJ RTM, sorry. he probably won't like me saying that, but you know, it is what it is. AJ RTM. I told him I watched Ben Foster in an interview before. He was on Soccer AM. He was having an interview. Next thing you know, I don't even know why I was watching it, and I thought, hang on, this guy, he's got a personality that you don't see from many footballers. He's quite open, he's honest, he's funny, and I was like, yeah, I'd like to see more of him. Next thing you know, he starts a YouTube channel, and I was on it fast. I was on it early. I subscribed because when I've seen him, I've really liked how he comes across in interviews. If you watch the Mikel Antonio one, that's the kind of way that I found Ben Foster, and I want Mikel Antonio to do a YouTube channel as well. He's also got a video out as an interview, and that's when I first realized that Mikel Antonio is actually a good guy and funny guy, and it's nice to see footballers with personality like that. I'll get onto Mikel Antonio a bit later, but next comment: Watford looked like a championship team this week. Exactly that, and I don't feel like they've strengthened enough with Premier League quality. They've just done a lot to do with their Udinese deals, you know, their owner who also owns Udinese, and I think he owns multiple clubs as well. And they've really tried to buy them clever signings, but not many people have heard of or really know about. If it hits, they're risks at the end of the day. If they hit, wow, bang, you can sell them off, make that Richarlison money, like how they sold Richarlison to Everton for like 50 million. Ben White played for England once. That's why. Yeah, exactly. When it comes to that English tax, and if you put on that England shirt with the 3 lions, your name gets spoken about. Everybody rates you so highly. He was very good in that game, but it was against Romania. Me and you spoke about him. We said he could play for Pep Guardiola one day. Then he went to Arsenal. I was happy, but I don't think he's going to make as big as an impact as we need at the back. Basuma isn't even linked to Man. Exactly. I'm glad that we share that. Shearer, the Man United fan, English tax is crazy. Let me know, would you want Basuma at Manchester United? That's my question to you. And now I move on into the next game. Speaking of Manchester United, Southampton 1, Manchester United 1. I did do a watch along for this one, and I will be doing more watch alongs this weekend as well. So stay tuned for them if you want to join, if you're able to join. If you find yourself catch some free time, just jump in, pop in, say hello. But let's get into the game. Southampton 1, Manchester United 1. The key points for me, what I found, United, this, and as you saw from the title, this is why United ain't going to win the title. And then they're only going to challenge for top 4 at most. I'm saying that now. Let me get this off the screen. This isn't relevant to do in Man United. This is that midfield that we saw, whether it's Pogba, not Pogba, sorry, whether it's Fred, McTominay, or Matic, they are not good enough to be playing and being a key part in that Manchester United midfield. You need to sign a CDM as number 6 who's going to do those two players' job, but as one. And that will allow Pogba to play as the number 8, Bruno as the 10, Rashford when he's fit, Sancho, or rotate that front three with Sancho, Rashford, Cavani, Greenwood. Whoa. But anyways, yeah, that is not happening. You're not making anything further than top 4. I'm sorry to say that. And with Varane in the team, Sancho, brilliant signings, but you're not going further than top. You're not challenging for the league. You'll have to you could finish 3rd if Liverpool have another catastrophe in terms of injuries. But Chelsea and Man City and Liverpool with players fit, levels above you. See you later. The coaching is above yours. And that centre defensive midfield, as an Arsenal fan, who I know all went in the Arsenal, not his prime years, but towards the end, when we were just getting top 4, that is what we lacked. And that's what separated us from being title challengers. When we had Van Persie, when we had Santi Cazorla, Van Persie, when they left as well, we had Ozil, Sanchez, we had goals everywhere, like beautiful goals, but we always leaked so many goals through that midfield because we never had a CDM. And that is the problem for Manchester United. Let me give the positive of Manchester United, then I'll go into a bit more about Southampton. Pogba and Greenwood, those two, as you see, man of the match for Greenwood, those two they've got a point to prove this season. They are on it. They are fresh. They are looking sharper than ever, especially Paul Pogba, who doesn't usually look as sharp at the start of the season and warms up a bit more. His creativity, and is he playing for that? Is he playing for a new contract, or is he playing for a move in the next summer? Who knows? Whatever's motivating him, whatever Ollie has done to him, that's you got to give credit to Ollie for that, and really found his position on that left-sided like midfield type of thing. And then Mason Greenwood, he's just stepping up. He just keeps on improving season on season. Scored a wonderful goal there today. Just shows that real clinical, ruthless finisher that he is. Doesn't need to touch the ball many times in a game. When he does, and every time he faces a defender, I get excited and I get leaning forward. So imagine how you Man United fans feel when you see Mason Greenwood in the box. Really does have shades of Van Persie, just everything about him. The way he finishes with his left foot, the way he's even technique in his shooting. His right foot's very strong. Well, we know that. I spoke about that forever enough times. His right foot and Van Persie's right foot was lethal as well. He can score with his head. Greenwood, star for the future. So yeah, but Man United did struggle, and against them there was 2 banks of 4, which is Ollie's downfall, which has been proven time and time again, which is why Man United fans don't think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is good enough and will take them forward to where they need to be. So Ole Gunnar Solskjaer there. And I do also I'm not just going to blame Ollie, because those midfielders, when you've got 2 players who aren't as good at progressing the ball or breaking the lines, when you could have one player who literally just does the sweeping, like for Man City, Fernandinho or Rodri, for Liverpool, Fabinho, and who does it for Chelsea? N'Golo Kante. Literally, those are the ones. And Jorginho does it as well. Don't get me wrong. They do have players that chip in defensively as well. But the ones who always win the ball are those key players, and that's the difference. And that really allows. Then you could move Pogba into a central position, have Sancho on the wings, or even if Sancho's not quite fit yet, you have Jesse Lingard. You can bring Jesse Lingard. He maneuvers around, creates space, causes havoc, creates more space for the likes of Greenwood. There you go. So I'm not just going to really say for Ollie, yes, he doesn't have a structure that he does have set to break these teams down. But as I've seen with Arteta, you can have as much structure as you like. If you just don't have the quality players, it's not going to happen. So also, before I get into the comments again about Southampton, Ralph Hasenhüttl has really learned, and from when he played Man United last season, they lost 3-2 after they had a 2-0 lead. Man United had a good comeback, but then in the reverse fixture at Old Trafford, they got battered 9-0. He has learned how to stay resolute against Man United. You can't be allowing Man United space in transition because they are one of the most dangerous teams in the Premier League in transition. And it's hard for a team with structure to really pick up their players because they drift so in different positions. You'll find Bruno like a striker. You'll find Deep like as number 6. Martial, he was anonymous, by the way, but I'm not going to go too hard on him because he has only just come back from injury. And I know he's had a pre-season and stuff, but, match fitness is completely different, especially with the pace of the Premier League. He's not cutting it, though, in a Man United shirt. That's me being honest. I do like Martial, and there will be a time where I probably will go harder than him if he doesn't improve. But, yeah, back to... It's easy to talk about Man United all day, sorry. But, yes, in terms of Southampton, the 2 banks 4. Had a big opportunity for Adam Armstrong as well, where they could have scored. Should have scored. Man United, master of their own downfall. But for me, the big player that I wanted to mention, and I spent too long, Tino Livramento. He's going to be a star. Is that another one that I mentioned to be a breakout star? Chelsea, stop. What is in the water there in the academy? What do they feed them to be growing? A right back of that quality? Again, 18 as well? Yeah, he made Fred eat grass. I said it in the live stream as well. Fred was eating grass, face planting the floor. That's how good Livramento is. For me, I can't believe this. That he's at Southampton. Arsenal, we need a right back. Go and sign him, please. Too late now. He's at Southampton. It would probably cost about 30 mil already, at least. And he's not even had a full season. So yeah, let me go into what these people are saying. White is a back free CB. I spoke to someone actually, and he's been saying ever since, you shouldn't have signed Ben White because you're not going to play a back three, and that's exactly what it is. Bro, you're spot on. Unfortunately, he is a back three CB. He's not aerially good enough to be playing in a 2 or quick enough to recover for that lack of aerial ability or aerial presence. To be honest, he could be what we are looking for in mid, but even then, we still have Donny. Yes, I spoke to you earlier about that. Good shout. I'm glad you were able to mention that because I would have forgot. He could have played Donny van der Beek there, who can provide. Yes, he's not that defensive mid, but you could leave Fred or Matic to do that, but then have a 6/8 who's willing to break through the lines. You're right there, Shearer. So Ollie does need to take some responsibility. Thank you for bringing that up. And then also Jake saying, feel sorry for Donny. Imagine moving country to sit on a bench, moving from Ajax, where he's a main starter, to going to Manchester United, where he's thinking, you know what, I've got time to kick on now. Yes, I'm not going to play every game, but he literally doesn't get any minutes. It's ridiculous. Ollie goals this is why I want Ollie to stay. Because imagine Antonio Conte at Manchester United. Shearer, if you're still here, let me know. Antonio Conte, you could win the league. If you sack Ollie by November, you could win the league by the end of the season. If you had Conte. Please, bro, stop giving these guys thoughts. And, I don't want to see that. I can't banter. I'm already trying to banter Man United fans. It's hard to banter anyone in Arsenal's position. So, yeah, Conte, with the way that he would have a system go flowing forward, the Man United attack, the counter-attack that we used to see from Alex Ferguson, the wings play, the 3 at the back, he'd play like the likes of Varane, and Maguire, and then you could dash in someone like Lindelof would kill it in a back 3 as well. Luke Shaw, he'd play Luke Shaw left wing back. Yo, it'd be ridiculous. Don't say that. Nah. Roy Keane. Give him Roy Keane, actually. Yeah. Give him the tap him, passion merchant. Give him that, because I don't think he's a very good manager. Sorry. Don't see Conte enjoying. No way. That's true. That's a very good point, actually. That's not working. Conte couldn't even enjoy Chelsea's board, who's one of the best run clubs in terms of supporting a manager in the world. So if he's moaning there, then no way the Glazers he's going to be a fan of the Glazers. If we can get Conte, I'd want him over Ollie, but I don't think he's at the wheel. Oh yeah, sorry, I worded that wrong, but I read it right in my head. So yeah, the next game, as we've hit 50 minutes, might just squeeze this under an hour, is Wolves versus Spurs. as we can see. Let's get it up on the screen right about now. Wolves versus Tottenham, 1-0 at the Molineux, a Dele Alli penalty. Wolves in this game had battered Tottenham, by the way. Literally, if you did see the highlights, I remember, Ed, when I was doing my live stream for the Man United game, you just kept telling me, yeah, from what the statistics are saying, Man United, Spurs, get them out of my head. Spurs are getting battered and Nuno's stinking the place out. I was like, okay, let me see the highlights. I watched the highlights last night after the Leicester game, and I was, wow, the chances that you had, the lack of chances that Spurs created. The goal that they got it from was from, for me, a Jose Sarr error, which I'm sorry to say, Wolves fans, that will become a feature of his game. For every time I've seen him play for Olympiacos against Arsenal, he would make a wonderful save, like we saw in this game as well. He'd do something brilliant and go, wow, a decent goalkeeper, but then flap at a corner and then create an opportunity. Or as Martin Odegaard scored in the last time we played Olympiacos at their stadium, it went straight through his arms. Mohamed El Nene scored from way out when he should have been dealing with it a lot better. So, yeah, Wolves do lack the quality in front of goal, and that could be a real danger if they don't produce goals, if they don't score enough goals. And they do have the chances as well. They can create chances, Wolves can. I mean, Adama Traore can create chances by himself. So you wouldn't even need to have a midfield like Neves or something, because Adama, his speed, his athleticism, the raw tools that he has to be a footballer, creates those chances, but he can't finish them. He doesn't always provide the right pass in the final third. But yeah, I don't think that's your problem. Raul's not looking there yet. And if he does, and this is what I'm a note that I wrote down, if Raul Jimenez returns to his previous form, and that's a big if, given the injury that he had, it's going to take him a while. It's going to take him, I'd say, probably after Christmas. It might be similar towards Pedro Neto times when Pedro Neto comes back, and even he's going to take a while. He's probably going to have to write this season off for Pedro Neto, because we don't even know how he's going to return after that injury. It was a big setback as well, because he was meant to come back in November. But yeah, Raul Jimenez, he was you relied on him. You struggled last season without him. And Nuno really built his team around that striker. So yeah, it's going to be a problem. And if you guys don't sign a striker, then for me, that's the most important signing that you guys can make. And if you don't get that sorted, I don't know what to say for you. I can really see a relegation fight. You will be too good. I don't think you will get relegated, but you will be considered as one of the relegation fighters if you don't improve in that area. Let me get into the comments before I move on about Spurs. I was very doubtful about relegation, but after the performance, I'm confident we'll be top half the table. Yeah, I put in my prediction as well, Jake, that I think that you would finish top half, and you do perform well against Leicester. You guys created more opportunities there. You were the better team in that game. You deserved at least a draw, and it was just a moment of lapse in concentration again from the fullback and midfield of allowing Ricardo Pereira to do you there. And then it was a fantastic finish from Vardy as well. And these are the similarities of which I saw at Arsenal, by the way. We'd create a chance, we'd miss it, and we'd feel, oh no, we know that we can just have this moment of lapse in concentration, which will ultimately concede our goal. You see, Bergwijn's, yes, ball roll on the wing. I saw that on Match of the Day. I saw it on TikTok as well. Ooh, that was one of the cleanest bits of skills that I've seen. Yeah, I did see that one for sure, man. If we put the chances away, easy to... Yeah, exactly. But it's a big if at the end of the day, because strikers are at a premium at the moment. Look how much we're seeing Harry Kane going for. Who he's going to leave, by the way. He's leaving. This is my opinion. I have no knowledge on it. I'm not a journalist or anything. But from watching football, for me, he's gone. He would have started that game for Tottenham. Nuno would have started him if he was staying, if there was no little bits of news, which they probably know, trying to keep him fit, just giving him his last hurrah to the Tottenham fans, maybe. So yeah, for the away fans, he may play next week as well. It may be a deadline day deal, but he's gone. And you know what? I'll make a little forfeit. you know, I'm saying this now, yeah. I would say that on camera. Okay. If Harry Kane stays at Tottenham beyond this transfer window, I will do a hot chip challenge for a whole video. You hear that? I'm saying it now. There you go. Hang on, I will do that if I can get 10 likes on this video. 10. I just want 10 likes. That's it. I'm not asking too much. I'm going to push it out. I'll play this little clip and use it to get, you know. But yeah, 10 likes if I get 10 likes in this video and Harry Kane stays at Tottenham, I'll do a hot chip challenge. But anyways, we're playing Nottingham Forest at the moment. What's the score? Anyone giving me the score updates for that? Wolves taking the league up proper tonight. Ooh, what's the team he's playing as well? I'd like to see that. Soon the results will match the performances. Yeah, I do hope that you're right because I do like Wolves and the way Bruno Lage is playing. I do like the way he's progressing, you guys. He's much more entertaining to watch. He makes more attractive football or makes football more attractive for you than Nuno does. And I'll move on to Nuno in a sec. Personally, I think ooh, that's a good shout. Let me know what you think in the comments, guys, if you are watching this after. Is Ruben Semedo was Nelson Semedo. Ruben Semedo played with Jose Sarr at Olympiacos. Was Nelson Semedo's fall in the box, which the referee deemed as a penalty? A penalty? If you haven't seen it, the ball is loose. Oliver Skip comes across. Nelson Semedo gets it ahead. He definitely wins the ball first, but it's all about just does Oliver Skip create the contact? Is it a foul? Is there enough contact for it to be a foul? Let me know. I think last season it was definitely a penalty, by the way. But this season, you know where that VAR is. Nah. Wolves' defense is far too leaky. We can't get away with CMs at CB for much longer. Yeah, that's true. It's those things of lapsing concentration when you have CMs at centre-back. They don't really tend to concentrate. Yes, they're better on the ball. But in terms of really being able to dig in when it gets tough, CMs aren't built for that because, yeah, they tend to wander forward and think of attacking too much and let a striker drift and those things there. That's what I generally tend to see when you see CMs at centre-back. He's staying. You're going to be here to mark it if it does happen. Not just my old gold-tinted glasses. He was fouled. And there you go. He was fouled as well. You know what? I do see where you're coming from. And if that happened, well, Arsenal should have had a penalty for something similar, actually. So, yeah, it was a penalty for me. I'm going to say that. And now moving on to the final game, because I did do a match reaction on Arsenal. So if you want to hear my thoughts on the Arsenal game, go check that out. But here we go. This was the Monday night game. The reason this is coming out on a Tuesday. West Ham United 4, Leicester City 1. Wow. Now, nobody predicted that scoreline. Even if you thought West Ham were going to win, nobody thought that was going to happen. But wow, let me get that comment off the screen. Sorry, I need to get I got too caught up then in the comments. But thank you guys. I really am loving the engagement. We are approaching an hour. 4-1. The goals coming from Pablo Fornals after a ball was played across by the guy who's settling in, who had big, high expectations as he arrived into the Premier League for West Ham. Didn't quite settle in last season. David Moyes gave him a season to bed him, and now he's already proving his worth. He scored the second as well. And then after that, but before I get into the second goal and after the second goal, Jose Perez, definite red card for me. Horrible, horrific challenge. You can't be stepping over the ball like that. I don't actually think he meant it, but it's dangerous and it's endangering the opponent as well. And I don't want to see them types of challenges, and I don't want to see that in the Premier League, which could have seriously injured Pablo Fornals. So for that reason, it's definitely a red. No arguments there, no debates, please. Unless you think differently, let me know. Yuri Tielemans scored again. Well, he's got quite a good goal-scoring record for Leicester. They're quite underrated in terms of that, but it just wasn't enough. And there's a big man, Michail Antonio, the West Ham's highest ever Premier League goal scorer. Sorry, not just striker. Smashed it. Michail Antonio and Ben Rama, that connection, that duo. Oh my words. Premier League, be careful. If Michail Antonio can stay fit as well, because they've got European football this season, that's going to be a big, vital factor in how ever good West Ham do. They do not have the depth behind him. Who's their backup striker? I couldn't even tell you. I looked at their bench yesterday. You know what? Let's look at it together whilst we're here, actually. Let's have a look at their bench. Yarmolenko came on. Yeah, he's not good enough. Connor Coventry, can't say anything about him. Mark Noble, when you're still bringing him off the bench, that says something. Lanzini, he's good, but he's not done anything in recent times. But I don't see a striker here in all of these. Jamal Baptiste, never heard of him. Ben Johnson, yeah, average footballer. Ryan Fredericks, just slightly maybe above average at best. It's no striker there. And unless I'm forgetting or someone's injured or they're about to sign someone, they've got no one beyond Mikel Antonio. But Mikel Antonio, click on the man's profile right here. May as well get him in a big screen. He has got all the attributes a striker needs in the Premier League. Every single bit of his game, his hold-up play, his skills, he can run the channels, he's brilliant in the air. You can't get around him. He's a brick wall of a striker. He's powerful running. He's quick. He's got skills as well. He's playing the wing. And when West Ham signed him, he's a right winger. And he's got crossing as well. He can really link play up. He's not just holding it up. He can do them neat little 1-2s. His touch, the 2 goals he did score, he showed how much of a brilliant. Like, you'll hear people say, he's a brute, he's this, he's powerful. They'll just call him powerful, but the guy is technically sound as well. He's technically developed his game. A guy coming from non-league, another non-league striker, just like Jamie Vardy and the likes of that, who didn't come from the polished academy growing up. And yes, I know he played in academies and things, but where he had to really graft through that non-league, and he did miss out on those technical coaching and playing with these technically gifted players and these UEFA A license coaches. So for me, man, Mikel Antonio is amazing, and I hope he stays fit, because for me, he could be, if he does have longevity in his career, whether his body allows him to, or whether if he wants to, the world's his oyster. For me, I wish he came into the Premier League earlier, and I wish he was younger, because he could be the next Didier Drogba. Who, if he was younger, if he was mid-20s, yeah, top clubs would have been signing him already. Chelsea or something like that would have snapped him up. Arsenal, I'd love Mikel Antonio now at Arsenal. So yeah, I think that about wraps everything up. Do you know what? Before I go, I didn't add this into the last game, but I'm going to do it here. We're just going to have a look at the Premier League table. West Ham United, top of the league. Mikel Antonio is also top of the top goal scoring charts. As we can see, the top 4, Chelsea, Liverpool, Brighton. Brighton are in there. They've had a good start as well. You can see their next opponents on the side. I like that. I like that little feature. Man United slipped down to 6th after that draw. Man City picked themselves up after the first defeat to Tottenham into 9th. Leicester in 12th. Mixed start. They did... I've not really gone into Leicester, but Leicester's defensively in that game, shambles. They really are missing their centre-backs that are injured at the moment. The likes of Johnny Evans and Wesley Fofana need to come back. Yannick Vestergaard needs to really hit the ground running at Leicester. And Brendan Rodgers, is he being sussed out for his defensive frailties? You can't really say that. He's done a fantastic job at Leicester since he's been there, and it's over a period of time. They have consistently struggled with injuries. Maybe you can put that on Brendan Rodgers' front, how he's getting his team to play, how intense he gets them to train, what happens behind the scenes. Is this physiotherapist, not the physio, the sports therapist, the sports rehab coaches, are they the required level? Who knows? Nutrition, dietitian. Yeah. So yeah, Leicester, not a good start to the season. Looked shaky against Wolves as well, and really came up against a quality attacking team, a team with quality in attack, shall I say. Wolves in 16th, lost 2 games, but I think it's more promising and in terms of the performances. And as you see, my boys, that I'm going to watch tomorrow. Yes, we are going to watch in 19th. Yeah. But I'm feeling more positive than most Arsenal fans, which is weird. And I might make a video on Arsenal fans trying to calm down and why I see the positives. But we'll have to say that for another day. If you have enjoyed this, guys, Please leave a like. I'm going to wrap this up now. Thank you so much for all your support. Actually, before I go, I need to bring up these comments. Dirty foul, fully deserved red card, no intention, go for the ball. Jose Perez there. Perez is sending off, was a red, but unlucky. Yeah, I get where you're coming from. He doesn't mean it. There's no malice or intention there. So I do totally understand. He was pushed from behind, but he was, it's one of them ones. If it happens against you, you want a red. Ed, did you see the replay? The ball goes left. Yeah. Got myself a ticket. Oh, okay, no way. That's brilliant to see. I'll message you. I'll message you now after the stream and see where you're sitting, and we could probably see you. Probably grab some food or something, Jay. So yes, I'm gonna wrap this up here. Thank you so much, people. Let me get the banner running across here. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe for more content, and thank you so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed it, please share it as well. And I will be coming with another video on Thursday latest. So yeah, and then we got Friday, another weekend preview. Watch alongs coming on this weekend. I'm going to do a watch along for the Manchester City Arsenal game, and yes, there'll be a watch along for the Liverpool Chelsea one as well. And then I'm thinking of doing one for the Wolves Man United. So let me know, people, what you want to see. Thank you so much. I got one more comment. Might see you there. Exactly, Shiro. We're going there. So we'll try and arrange that. Thank you so much, people. I hope you have a good one. Take care. Good night, and enjoy the rest of your week.